You're watching Celtic Fans TV. Please don't forget to click subscribe below. What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's full-time reaction to Celtic 3, Hibs 1. I've got Martin and Kenny back with me to go through it. Martin, safe passage through to the next round. What did you make of that this afternoon?
I thought, Maeda starts up front. You wonder, is it going to work? Because he hasn't played number 9 too often for us. I thought, well, speaks for itself. The start to the game, he was exceptional. And he's up against a lot of big, tall defenders. I'm sitting with a wee boy who plays football and he's up against big guys. I'm saying, look at his energy levels, look at his enthusiasm, his desire. The big guys were just, couldn't handle him. And he's the first goal, you could argue, he just got a toe to it before the defender did, but his second one just showed his desire and his hunger.
Brave, wasn't he?
Oh, bravery was exceptional. So it's not just, people talk about Maeda's pace, but there was a lot more pace for those first 2 goals. You're 2-0 up after 50 minutes and thinking, job done. It's a cup game, we're 2-0 up and it's against a pure Hibs side. But it didn't quite work out that way, did it? It was a little bit more complicated than that because Hibs had a wee spell where they came back in the game. But I thought overall we were really, and not just Maeda, there was other players who I thought stood out today. Kuhn I thought was exceptional, but a really good team performance and a well-deserved victory. Yeah,
Kenny, we're making a habit of that, aren't we, so far this season, starting games really quickly, and again 2-0 up 15 minutes in, we're 2-0 up in the first half last weekend. That intensity for the word goes really helping us, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're capitalising in those moments. We're coming out with 2 goalies. Postecoglou his sides were famous for starting off like whirlwinds for the first 15-20 minutes, but if you come out of that 0-0, they could have a bit of a lull, whereas we're coming out of these spells 2-0 up, so it's really effective. Maeda, it was all about Maeda, wasn't it, that first half hour? We actually signed him as a striker. He was like one of the most prolific strikers in Japan. He scored at World Cups from centre forward, so he knows how to play the position. The challenge when you're playing a winger or something that don't know how to play that specialist position, you get a Lewis Morgan or an Abada type outcut, it just doesn't work. Whereas it's sort of when you remind yourself of what Maeda can do there, maybe we don't necessarily need to throw all the cash at a third striker. If Maeda can give you that type of performance and you've got Aida and Kyogo already ahead of him, then maybe we're covered at striker when you remind yourself of what he can do there. But overall, we were playing within ourselves, I think, for a lot of the game. It's a cup game, we didn't really need to go full throttle. I don't think we did. I thought Hatate was good. Hatate's off the ball movements improved. When Rodgers was critical of Hatate, it's because he wasn't playing with the sort of counter press that Rodgers expected him to. You can see his off the ball movement is a lot better now. Another good outing from Kuhn. So yeah, really happy. It seemed a bit complacent at their goal. I think O'Reilly and Carter Vickers seemed to be arguing over who was picking their man up. But I think that was just more because it was been pretty uncompetitive over Hibs over the last couple of games and we were just getting a bit sort of sleepy. So yeah, delighted, and we've only got 1 game left now to the derby, so we need to start thinking about the shape of our team for that fixture.
Yeah, absolutely. Martin, I think 2-0 up, 15 minutes in, you're thinking this could be any score, but as Kenny says, a wee lapse. We've talked about the defensive intensity, we're not giving up too many chances. Schmeichel barely this save to make. It's the same again today, really, didn't have many saves or not, but he used to pick that one out the net. A wee bit of lapse concentration with the free kick. From where I was sitting, I actually didn't think it was a free kick. It looked like Carter Vickers won the ball, but I hear he didn't, and just a switch off at the back post. A great header for Kukarevic, right enough, but Schmeichel no chance.
I know, and that's the first goal he's conceded, isn't it, since he's come in. I was a wee bit disappointed in the free kick in the first place because it was needless, and it was not really a dangerous position, but obviously it's good delivery and a really good finish. Schmeichel didn't really have a chance, so a wee bit frustrating. Sort of 10 minutes before half time, wasn't it? I thought, getting the burst your bubble a wee bit half time, you say, I can't believe that we're only 1 goal ahead, because Maeda could have had 3, 4, 5 goals. He could easily have his hat trick. And I thought we played most of the game in the final third, and Hibs, not just in Hibs half, but on the edge of the 18-yard box. So it felt a little bit unjust to only be 1 goal up. I thought Hibs came out the second half and started reasonably well as well, and wanted to be patient until we got the 3rd goal. But once the 3rd goal's in, for me it's game over, and it's just a case of how many after that.
Yeah, I think we need the 3rd goal. Kenny, as Martin says there, just at the start of that second half, Hibs maybe get a bit of a second win because they got that goal back before half time. It's a mess up for them at the back, Ekpiteta in towards the goalkeeper, but again Kuhn's in the right position, ready to press, ready to pounce on the goalkeeper. He gets his 3rd goal of the season, which matches his tally for the last campaign, and he's looking really sharp at it.
Yes, yeah, and it comes from Maeda though, the press. Maeda's chasing a lost ball, and that forces them into that mistake. But it was a really amateurish mistake. But Kuhn's number, how you really define a winger's output is based on their numbers, and these numbers are superb now. He scored he scored every game this season. Pre-season he's scoring for fun as well, so it's a continuation of that. So, and that's a real output. Going into this transfer window, I thought we really have to sign a winger. Really invest some reasonable money for a starting winger. But he's just come along and sort of taken that problem away just based on these output. So I think he's nailed on to start the next couple of games. On the other side, Forrest was a nice sort of comfortable performance today, but I think if you really need to accommodate Maeda based on his outing there, he's probably going to need to replace James. And I would do that in the next match, and that you need Maeda to start against Rangers, and you need to get another 90 minutes under his belt out wide. So that would be next weekend. But yeah, exciting stuff from Kuhn. It looks like we're getting real output out wide finally.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Maeda, you'd expect him to go back to that left wing position in some of the bigger games. Martin, I think, dropped tempo in the second half. More and more subs that came on. It seemed like we just maybe lost our way a wee bit. As you say, it's a cup game, so we're in a commanding position, but I just thought the tempo did drop towards the end of the game.
And I think it's a tough one, because if you keep going for it and you lose a goal, and then it's a wee bit nervous in the end unnecessarily. So I think it's a little bit of game management, a little bit of protecting some of the key players with the big game coming up, as Kenny says. So, and it's not just that game coming up away St Mirren next week. Not an easy fixture. They're doing. I think they go beat today, but they're doing very, very well this season. So I think a little bit common sense prevails, albeit the fans, you're sitting there, you want a fourth, you want a fifth, you want to be entertained and excited, but for me it was absolutely the right thing to do. Just, everybody wanted to see that coming on today as well, so it's good that he got a wee out and he looks, a little bit like he needs some game time. So again, it just emphasises, who knows if we're going to need him for the Derby game, for example, in which case he probably could have done more than the time he got today. So there's definitely some science and some of the substitutions, and absolutely the right thing, even though we wanted more goals. So game management for me and into the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenny, in terms of other standouts, I thought McGregor was good again. Really stood out in terms of just dictating the game, and I thought in the second half he broke up lots of Hibs advances forward. I thought Greg Taylor in the first half again, he's coming in the pitch so much more often than even last season, and he's so suited to that, isn't he? It really helps us in the build-up. There's even times where if he's playing a pass out to the right-hand side, he's continuing his run and ending up in the right wing position at times. He's really good at that, isn't he, coming inside?
And the quality of his passing seems to have improved as well. He's lacing balls in, over distance into people's feet that he wasn't doing before. I mean, there's a school of thought that we need to just replace Greg Taylor. We should have a £10 million left back. I've never really quite agreed with that. I think if we'd have spent a lot of money on a left back, we're getting the types of outings that Taylor's done this season, you would be saying, well, that's money really well spent. We certainly need another left back. You can't go into the campaign with one left back. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I don't think there's an urgent need to sort of upgrade Greg Taylor at the moment based on his performances this season, because he's upped his level.
Martin, man of the match for you. I think Maeda obviously got it for the 2 goals. Any other candidates for you?
I think I agree with Kenny on the McGregor. I thought he was excellent. I mean, some of the guys who's up against the midfield, again we talked earlier about small guy versus a big guy, there was 2 or 3 of the midfielders just couldn't handle him, even though he was never favourite to win those 50-50s, but he just kept winning them and coming out on top. And it's just it's reading a situation, it's intelligence, it's not just about how physical you are, and it's also a bit about desire. I thought he was very good today. I think it's a toss up between Kuhn and Maeda, and I would probably give it to Kuhn. He was involved in all 3 goals. First goal, played the pass into Hatate, didn't he? Hatate then played the killer pass, played an exceptional pass for the second goal, which kind of killed the game for me. And then I know Maeda gets a lot of the credit for the first goal because he's pressing, but just the cleverness of Kuhn to be on top of the keeper. So I would give it to Kuhn today, even though he never got it from the official man of the match. So I Kuhn for me.
We're getting so much joy for those midfield players breaking past the wingers, as we've seen with the first goal, Kenny, and as Martin says, Kuhn brilliant all afternoon. Honourable mention as well, as already said, for Callum McGregor. I'm just going to go Daizen Maeda because we lose Kyogo today. I thought Ida might come in and start, obviously not quite ready yet, but I think the 2 goals early in the game just really helped us take control. Who is it for you?
Yeah, I would give it to Daizen. It's a bit of an ask to say to somebody, right, you're going right through the middle when you don't, because it is a specialist position. You're not playing there week in, week out. So yeah, I think he deserves credit just for being professional enough to come in and get his head down and do that. But just, I mean, the way he's terrorising those centre-backs, it's almost funny to watch. They just cannot cope with his speed. He's never going to play with his back to goal as a number 9, but you don't need that if you're going to score a double in 20 minutes and kill the game. So yeah, I would give it to Daizen.
Yep, there you go. That's it for Full Time Reaction. Like the video, comment your own thoughts on the game below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you very soon on the next video. Thank you.